Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you. I'd like to acknowledge and thank the selection committee for adding me to the Hall of Fame this year. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my fellow honorees this evening. Just for the record, I didn't play for the 49ers. I didn't fall down a flight of stairs. I didn't play for the Giants, and Dusty Baker never told me to sit down, but most importantly, I never got bit in the shoulder by Yogi Berra. So needless to say, it was quite a surprise when I was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. I somehow missed the memo. I first received an email from George Starn, my old high school golf PE teacher. A couple of years ago, he was requesting information and asking if I was willing to be considered. I hadn't spoken to George since I graduated from high school, and that was 40 years ago, so it was a real blast from the past. I told him at the time I didn't feel worthy, but George persuaded me to trust him, and here I am today. Certainly like to acknowledge a number of my coaches, my high school coaches, Bob Pollitt and Chuck Metz, who did so much for me during my time at Terra Linda. I stayed in touch with Bob for years afterwards. We ran into each other in our coaching career. Also my club coach at Marin Aquatics, Don Swartz, who coached a number of athletes that I swam with, some of whom are also already in the Hall of Fame. And not to mention my very first swim coach, Ann Curtis Cuneo, who swam at the Olympics in 1948. I remember going into her office and looking at her bronze medal from the Wembley Olympics 1948 in the 400-meter freestyle hanging on her wall, and I thought, that's something worth to strive for. No athlete can succeed without a supporting team, and my dad is here tonight to share in this event. Dad, thanks for your love and support through all the years. Also like to acknowledge my brother Mark, who probably didn't realize it, but he was my inspiration for getting into swimming in the first place. Also my children, Catherine and Jonathan, who are here tonight, and Crystal, who couldn't be here tonight, as well as my stepdaughter Erin and my girlfriend Patty, who are here with me tonight. Special acknowledgement too to my friend Jeff Miller. Jeff and I swam together at Terra Linda. He's here tonight. Flew up from San Diego just for the event. Big surprise. I was so happy to see him. Jeff and I swam together at Terra Linda and also at UCLA. If that wasn't reason enough, then later on we were in each other's weddings a year later. I couldn't be here without my tremendous teammates at Terra Linda, my fellow athletes who came to Terra Linda in the fall of 1969 as a bunch of goofy kids. We graduated in 1973 as a slightly older bunch of goofy kids, but also accomplished champions and brothers for life. John and Pat Fern, Jeff Miller, who I already mentioned, and Todd Gulick were my closest colleagues in high school. And I'm not embarrassed to say that we dominated the league in aquatics in the early 1970s. At one time, I counted the number of MCAL banners in the gym at Terra Linda and realized that between the water polo and swimming teams, both varsity and lower levels, we won something like 14 out of the possible 16 MCL championships over the 4 years we attended Terra Linda. So, although I'm the one up here tonight, I'm here truly with all of them. Swimming and water polo made such a huge impact in my life after high school. As Chris mentioned, besides making friends for life, I built a coaching career at Sarah High School. It was really, truly based on my experience in high school. I realized very early on in college that I wanted to coach and I wanted to teach high school. And so teaching and coaching would go hand in hand for me. I built a 24-year coaching career at Sarah in San Mateo, coaching hundreds of athletes. From athletes one athlete who needed to learn how to swim all over again after nearly dying in a car accident, dozens of All-Americans, some national champions, and a couple of Olympians to boot. I joyously attended their weddings, sadly attended their funerals, and gladly taught their sons years after they graduated from Sarah. It's been a great ride, and I've truly been enriched by the experience. Being an athlete is so much more than sports. It's passion. It's about setting goals, making a plan for action, striving to succeed. It's about setting the bar for yourself that's higher than you ever thought was possible. and setting out a plan to go out and achieve it. Brett was talking earlier about competing, and I don't know if anybody has ever looked at the etymology of the word, but compete, the Latin root means to seek together, and that's something that I tried to drive into all the athletes that I worked with and into my kids as well. In closing, let me just say thank you for this experience and for the honor to celebrate what is good about youth today. This is a wonderful event, a tremendous foundation, and congratulations to everyone who's here this evening. Thank you very much.